The dancing plague of 1518 stands as one of the most bizarre and unsettling events in human history. Taking place in the bustling town of Strasbourg in the Holy Roman Empire, this strange episode saw hundreds of people involuntarily dancing to the point of exhaustion, injury, and even death. We explore the historical context, possible causes, and lasting impact of the dancing plague, shedding light on a phenomenon that continues to mystify scholars and captivate the public imagination. The year 1518 was a turbulent time for Strasbourg and its inhabitants. The town, part of present-day France, but then a significant part of the Holy Roman Empire, was grappling with several severe hardships. Famine was a common occurrence, driven by poor harvests and rising food prices, leaving many of the town's residents in a state of malnutrition and desperation. Additionally, various diseases, including the plague, periodically swept through the region, exacerbating the already dire conditions. This combination of factors created an environment of high stress and anxiety among the populace. Strasbourg was also a deeply religious city, and the societal mindset of the time was heavily influenced by superstition and religious fervor. People commonly interpreted personal and communal suffering as manifestations of divine wrath or demonic influence. The church held considerable sway over public and private life, and its teachings often framed the understanding of unusual events. The dancing plague began in July 1518 with a single woman, Frau Trophia, stepping into the street and beginning to dance uncontrollably. Witnesses reported that her movements were not those of joy or celebration, but were erratic and frenzied. She continued to dance for several days, unable to stop, despite the pain and exhaustion that must have set in. Within a week, dozens of others had joined her. Accounts from the time describe men, women, and children dancing in the streets, seemingly against their will. By the end of the month, the number of dancers had swelled to several hundred, creating a scene of chaos in the town square. Authorities were baffled and alarmed by the situation. Initially, they consulted local physicians, who diagnosed the dancers with hot blood, a condition thought to be caused by an imbalance of bodily humors. The prescribed cure was to continue dancing to rid the body of the fever. Consequently, the town council erected a stage, hired musicians, and brought in professional dancers to encourage the afflicted to keep dancing. However, this intervention only exacerbated the situation. The number of dancers continued to grow, and many participants began to collapse from exhaustion, with some reportedly dying from strokes or heart attacks. The dancing plague had turned from a curious phenomenon into a deadly crisis. Over the centuries, numerous theories have been proposed to explain the dancing plague of 1518. One of the most prevalent is that it was a case of mass hysteria, or mass psychogenic illness, triggered by the extreme stress and hardships of the time. Mass hysteria occurs when a group of people exhibit similar physical or psychological symptoms in response to a shared stressor. In the case of Strasbourg, the constant threat of famine, disease, and social instability could have created the perfect conditions for such an outbreak. Another widely discussed theory is ergot poisoning. Ergot is a toxic mold that can grow on damp rye and other grains, and consuming contaminated bread can lead to ergotism. Symptoms of ergotism include hallucinations, convulsions, and severe pain caused by compounds similar to LSD. However, while ergotism can cause involuntary movements and bizarre behavior, it typically also results in more severe symptoms, such as gangrene, which were not reported in the case of the dancing plague. Religious and spiritual explanations have also been put forward. Some contemporary accounts suggested that the dancing was a form of divine punishment or possession. Saint Vitus, the patron saint of dancers and epileptics, was often invoked in such cases. In fact, the town's authorities eventually decided to lead the afflicted to a shrine dedicated to Saint Vitus, hoping that prayers and rituals would cure them. Whether through divine intervention or sheer exhaustion, the dancing epidemic began to subside shortly thereafter. Modern scholars have also considered social and cultural factors. The early 16th century was a period of significant social change, with the Renaissance, the Reformation, and various political upheavals reshaping European society. These changes could have contributed to a collective psychological response manifesting as the Dancing Plague. By early September 1518, the Dancing Plague had largely dissipated. The precise reasons for its cessation remain unclear, but the combination of religious interventions, changing weather, and the physical toll on the dancers likely played a role. The event, however, left a lasting impression on the town and its residents. The Dancing Plague of 1518 serves as a poignant reminder of the complex interplay between mind, body, and society. It highlights the ways in which extreme stress and social conditions can manifest in dramatic and inexplicable behaviors. Moreover, it underscores the importance of understanding the historical and cultural context when analyzing such phenomena. In modern times, instances of mass psychogenic illness continue to occur, demonstrating that despite advances in medicine and psychology, the human mind remains susceptible to the pressures of its environment. Events like the Dancing Plague challenge us to consider the limits of our knowledge and the enduring mysteries of human behavior. As we reflect on the Dancing Plague of 1518, we are reminded of the fragility of human existence and the ways in which our minds can react to the world around us. Whether through the lens of history, medicine, or psychology, the Dancing Plague offers valuable insights into the enduring complexities of the human condition.